specific service structure page. So you'll scroll down to your service type that you want to look at. We're going to look at Macomb's weekend service. So we see we're looking at the current plan for November 11th and the 15th. On this page, we can see the service times that are associated with this plan. There's also rehearsal times in there and any other times. So we see that they have a rehearsal at 6:30 on Sunday and they have a sound check at 5 o'clock on Thursday. In here, we can see the service title, the media associated with it. You can add a description here if you wanted to. And in here, you'll see the specific items that happen as a part of this plan. Pre-service, the times associated with it will be grayed out because they don't affect the overall amount of time in the service. You can see that he's got it arranged here, pre-service, the front end, and the amount of time that it should take for the front end. He's got the songs, the welcome, and then 2 more songs in here. And we'll talk about how you edit all of this here in a little bit. But all of these times are being added to this final clock. And then he's added the additional note of what that front end clock is in its totality. Then we'll have the sermon and invitation time, the back end, time for baptisms. That part doesn't typically have times because we don't ever know how many people are going to be baptized in a service. The closer, and then the walkout, the post-service. So you can see in here that this is organized by different headers: pre-service, front end, sermon invitation, back end, closing, and post-service, and then all of the individual items that are in the actual service. Now, all of the times from the front end clock to the closing are included in this final service time clock. So that way we can keep track of how long services are actually going. Now over here, you'll also see that you've got all your teams that are associated with this particular plan. In Macomb, they schedule most of their volunteers through Planning Center. You can see they have a band team, coffee shop, early childhood, elementary, general, tech, vocals, and welcome ministries. So inside each of these, there's also going to be the positions, and we'll get into the other ways that this looks in just a minute. But you can see in here, this is a split team, so it's split across 3 services. And we see that in Welcome Ministries, they want people scheduled in bookstore, bulletin, kids check-in, coffee bar, exterior doors, guest services, interior doors, and parking lot, and the VIP booth. So these are all the different positions associated with the Welcome Ministries and the number of people they're going to need in each service. You can also add plan notes here if you wanted to add any information, and then there's plan attachments that are available if you wanted to attach anything about that particular plan. From this page, you can also see you can look for songs if you wanted to add them in, media, there's not a whole lot of media there, and people. Now this is an interesting way for you to look at what your schedule looks like for the weekend. So if you're scheduling all of the Welcome Ministries, or if you're just wanting to see an overall picture of how many people you still need scheduled for the weekend, this is a really good place to do that. You can also schedule people directly from this list over here. So if you wanted to drag and drop a person from this list to here, you could drag and drop a person and add them to the schedule there. Abby Harris doesn't play the electric guitar though, so we're going to take her off. Now, it's not going to notify them immediately once you've done that. You have to click the email button for it to notify them that you've added them to the schedule. You can also sort by filter. So if you wanted to filter by, I want to filter by campus. I want it to be Macomb, although I don't know that the campuses are set on many people in Macomb just yet. Yeah, they are. There we go. So filter by Macomb, and I also want to filter by, let's filter by instruments played, and we want a drummer. Let's see if there's anybody that's going to show up here. There we go. So I know that these are the people that have drummer and Macomb as tags in their profile, so I can add any of them in if we needed a drummer. So that's what those screens look like, and that's just a basic overview of what the individual plan page looks like. And we'll go through how to add items and things like that here in a moment.